Next, we have Drew Schelling, Garfield County Health and Human Services, a registered dietitian. And yes, Drew is a girl. I love her name. I'm going to name my kid Drew.
Okay, and I'm going to take this off. And it's funny you say Drew is a girl. I always have people calling me, no, I need to talk to your husband, Drew. No, I am Drew Ann. My husband's name is Dylan. So a lot of people that went to Coleridge, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Kirk sitting back there, you guys are probably saying Schilling. I thought it was Drew Simonson. So Dylan Schilling was also a Coleridge alumni, as am I, class of 2010. Woo! Okay, so today I'm here to talk to you about my career. But today I'm also here, hopefully, to inspire all of you about life and your career in 5 minutes, because I only have 5 minutes. First, I want to talk to you about who I am. I'm a registered dietitian for Garfield County Public Health. I also work for a really, really cool nonprofit, Share Our Strengths Cooking Matters. We're part of the No Kid Hungry campaign, so we're national. Our spokesperson for Cooking Matters is Jeff Bridges. Who knows Jeff Bridges? Woo! Big Lebowski. I like White Russians. He's my kind of man. But he's a spokesperson for our nonprofit, and we are kind of a big fish in the national world as far as Cooking Matters. Cooking Matters Colorado, there's only 2 national offices in the nation, one of them being Cooking Matters Colorado. So I work for that office. And that Share Our Strengths. Everybody has a strength to offer towards ending childhood hunger. 1 in 6 kids in America live in families that struggle to put food on the table. So that's a really, really amazing, sad statistic, but something that we're certainly working towards with this program. I love my job. I love the satisfaction of sending a family home with groceries, teaching them how to cook healthy on a budget. Another thing that I do is I work for the Senior Nutrition Program with Garfield County Public Health. I don't know if anybody knows Judy Martin. She's Batman and I'm Robin. And we have 7 meal sites in the county. So the county, for you, those of you that don't know, Garfield County ranges from Carbondale to Parachute. Okay, so that's another thing I do. I also work with the WIC program, so I work with a lot of federal acronyms. I hate those darn acronyms. WIC, which is Women, Infants, and Children. I'm working on this other darn acronym with the state of Colorado. It's called ECOP, Early Childhood Obesity Prevention. So I'm working on that. I'm excited about that this year. SNAP-Ed, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP-Ed funding. Cooking Matters is supported by SNAP-Ed funding. Okay, but today I want to talk to you about my journey. So I want to raise a hand. Who is a perfectionist? I'm going to pick on the perfectionists. Anybody? I know we have a lot of perfectionists. And I know a lot of these perfectionists are probably thinking, I've got it all planned out. I know how this is going to work, right? This is going to happen, and then I'm going to get married, and then I'm going to have kids, right? Life doesn't work like that. Got news for you. It's a balancing act. So yes, I want to encourage you guys, start looking at careers. Go to that career fair, absorb, take this opportunity, figure out what you want to do. But here today, I'm trying to tell you to stop being such a perfectionist. I'm talking to that sophomore, that 16, 17-year-old Drew Simonson in the bleachers 10 years ago. I'm telling you, in 10 years, this is the advice that I would give to her, okay? So my journey started, and I was thinking about this speech after Jane, who put this lovely career fair together, started talking to me. I started thinking about it, and I was at a Cooking Matters Families class in Carbondale, and I was with a little boy and his grandma, And he was just sitting there quiet. He had to have been about 6 years old. And I said to his grandma, "He's a good boy, isn't he?" And she said, "Yes. Yes, he is." And then he replied, "No, I forget my lunchbox." And so I was laughing because I thought, boy, this little boy let him forgetting his lunchbox define who he was. And it reminded me of me and my whole life. And Anne, her and I were talking before this speech, and she said, "Drew, you had it together, didn't you? You had it all planned out." And yeah, maybe I did, but that's not good. And this may come to a surprise for a lot of you, but I was very self-critical. Well, you probably knew that, but I had an eating disorder in high school. It was very hard. It was a struggle for me. I had a hard time. I differ from Tom, where Tom says college sucked. College was the best years of my life. High school sucked. So I think we all have our journeys and we all have our times. But I recovered. And that recovery, that made me who I was and who I was to become. I learned how to take care of my body. I learned how to nourish it. And I learned the importance of nutrition and primary prevention on disease. And that's what I became very passionate about. Very passionate about. So my point here is don't beat yourself up, and don't listen to the opinions of other people. I did. I think my dad's a great man. I love my dad. He wanted me to be a mathematician. He wanted me to be a civil engineer. I'm not good at math. Who are we kidding? I was good, but I was studious. I had to try really hard. He wanted me to, Mr. Martinez can attest to this, he wanted me to be good at basketball. No hand-eye coordination whatsoever. Okay, so people will want you to be things, but be who you want to be. Believe in yourself. Be who you want to be, okay? And they'll tell you things. They'll say you can't do it. You're not good enough. And so many times I defined myself, and I always did. I defined people, and I defined myself by accomplishments. Guys, don't define yourselves by your accomplishments. We define ourselves by our experiences, what we've been through. Okay, so I talked about a lot of acronyms. One acronym I like to throw out to you, it's not a federal program acronym, don't worry. It's FAIL. And this is first attempt in learning. Okay? I was teaching at CMC last Wednesday. They had their midterm. I teach human nutrition at Colorado Mountain College. And I'm also working towards completing my master's. But what I'm trying to tell you here, and I wrote them a quote on the board, and they probably hated me. But I said, don't be afraid of failing. Be happy and excited about what you're going to learn from it. Because I think we're piggybacking on each other with these speeches. But again, I can tell you, it's those failures that make you who you are to become. And I did write a little sheet here, but for those of you that know me and my coworkers that know me, I tend to be a jabberbox, and I tend to talk too long. They're like, the seniors at the meal program, stop, we want to eat lunch. Quit talking about. So here's my advice for you, that 16, 17-year-old, okay, that is starting on this new pathway. Start to think about what career choices you might enjoy that will give you the lifestyle you desire. Stop worrying about if you're good enough, how hard it is to get there, and how much money you will make. As you come to the beginning of this phase in your life, start to think, oh my gosh, I screwed this up. See, this is why I don't do this. This is why I don't do notes. Believe in your true self. Live in your passion. Never make the same mistake twice. Never do it. It's okay to make a mistake. Don't beat up on yourself about it. Don't focus on it. But don't make the same mistake twice. So take those failures, those things that you feel so insecure about, and leverage them in life. And you can do anything, really. I like what the previous speakers said. I know you missed that panel, but they were saying, you know, we live in Rifle, Colorado. It's so small and it's so rural. But you can really be that big fish. Rifle, Colorado isn't keeping you from the rest of the world. You're keeping yourself from the rest of the world. Okay, so go out there, dream big, but perfectionists out there, don't beat up on yourself because you're not perfect, because really those failures, they make you even better, okay? Thank you, everybody.